What's good? What's good? Welcome to this presentation. My name is Trey, and the topic of this presentation is how to become tough and sexy. All right, so I'm speaking to men in this presentation, and the reason, I added the word tough in there, right? I could have just made the presentation how to become sexy. Put the word tough in there because I believe as a man, part of being sexy is becoming tough, right? Because if at one point in your life you weren't necessarily considered sexy, right? And to me, what sexy means is basically, you're the type of guy that women, look at and get around, and they get that feeling that, okay, this guy's hot, I want to get with this guy, find him attractive, like you actually create that feeling in women. Like that's what it means to be sexy. It's not something that you just say, oh yeah, I'm sexy. No, it's women will tell you this. Like once you have that vibe and you're giving off that aura, you will hear this from women. They will tell you this. And that's, if you want to get to that point, one of the things you want to work on is becoming tougher as a man, right? That was something that I worked on a lot. And the way you go about this is you start focusing on, instead of avoiding discomfort, you start going towards it, right? When you need to do something, in order to achieve a goal, a lot of times the reason we don't do it is because there's discomfort. There's discomfort. We have to get out our comfort zone to achieve the goal. And the thing is, if you want to develop toughness, right? You want to become tougher as a man. You want to become more masculine. You want to become more grounded. You have to go towards discomfort. You can't shy away from it. You can't avoid it because the reality is it's going to keep showing up. You can't run away from it, right? And basically, you want to become tougher than your problems. Like that should be your goal. You want to become tougher than the challenge, tougher than life. One of the things I do is I purposefully put myself in difficult situations. I purposefully challenge myself. I purposefully put myself through pain because I want to train myself to be able to handle pain, to be able to handle challenges. I want to become tough. I want to become as masculine and as powerful and as strong as I can. Why? Well, it allows me to achieve my goals with less effort. When you are disciplined, when you are tough, when you are fearless, when you are courageous, when you have these qualities ingrained in you, it's a lot easier for you to step up to challenges. It's a lot easier for you to handle your life. When people bring their problems to you, when life throws problems, you look at those problems like it's no big deal because you've developed the qualities necessary to handle your life, right? And once you can handle your life, that's when you'll be able to help others. A lot of people, there's some good people out there and they want to help others, but it's like you can't help others until you've been able to help yourself, until you are on point, until you feel whole, until you feel fulfilled, until you feel like you got a handle on your life. Then you can go out and help others. And another way to look at it, then you can go out and properly attract women. If you're not on point, you know what I mean? If you're not in your masculine energy, if you're not feeling strong, if you're not feeling manly, if you're not feeling confident, then if you go out there and try to holler at women, try to talk to women or whatever, you're not going to make a strong impact. You're not going to influence them in a positive way. You can't like bullshit them, Like if you're not handling your shit in life, if you're not on point, if you're not, beasting out and just doing your thing and being disciplined and being focused, when you go and approach women, they can feel that your energy is not grounded. They can feel that your energy is scattered, that your mind is scattered. You're stuck in your head. You can't be in your body. You can't be present to the moment. And a woman can feel that. And the thing is, we got to understand that communication is energy transfer. And if you want to relate to a woman properly, you should relate to her from a place of masculine energy and allow her to go into her feminine energy. And the only way she will go into her feminine energy is if she can trust your masculine energy. And how can she trust your masculine energy? Basically, how she feels in the moment. If she feels good, if she feels like everything is okay, if she feels safe, then she will go into her feminine energy naturally. You know, she's not thinking about it. She just goes into it naturally because it feels right. Right? And so you as a man, you want to get good at making women feel like they can go into their feminine energy naturally. And I'm telling you, one of the qualities you want to develop as a man is toughness. You want to become tough-minded. You want to have a tough spirit. You want to be tough physically, right? You know, so I actually, believe that men should, get in good shape. You know what I mean? You don't have to necessarily go in the gym and pump iron and all that. You don't have to. You can. I don't do that. I do body weight exercises. I've been doing that for many years. Actually, since high school, all I've done is body weight exercise. I went in the gym maybe a couple times, because my friends invited me or whatever. But as far as like how I created the physique I have right now, all of it, majority of it has been body weight exercises, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, right? And this disciplines my mind, like it gets my body looking right, of course, but my body, all this is, if you really think about it, the way my body looks is, it's a representation of my discipline. It's a representation of my willpower. It's a representation of my mindsets. Only someone with a strong, powerful mindset can develop a great body, besides somebody who, just has natural genes and doesn't have to really, you have some people that don't really have to put too much effort into their body. They just have the genes for it. But I'm talking about people who have made transformations, or people who you clearly can see that they did not always have that body, or you just see improvement, consistent improvement. It takes effort to do that. It's not luck. And you, more so how it affects others, it's about how it affects you. I feel good. When I wake up in the morning, I usually wake up around 5:30, right? 5:30. I've been waking up at around 5:30 a.m. consistently for the last, I want to say the last couple of weeks, right? 5:30, 5:45 for the last couple of weeks. It's almost been a month now, right? And before that, I think I was doing 6 a.m., around 6 a.m. or something like that. But the point is, when I wake up at that time, the first thing I do is I work out. Now think about that. Somebody wakes up and the first thing they do is work out. That's not what you want to do when you wake up. You do not want to work out. But why do I do that? Because I want to become tough and sexy. I want to maintain that. I'm at a place where I feel strong. I feel tough. I feel sexy. But I don't want to lose that. I don't want that to go away. I don't want that to diminish. I want that to be maintained, and I want it to increase, right? And the way you do that is through discipline. It's through consistency. It's through doing the right things over and over. Sometimes I'll talk to someone, I have a conversation with someone, and they'll tell me about what they used to do. Yeah, I used to do this, I used to do that. Why'd you stop doing it, right? Like they're telling me like productive things they used to do, or, I used to read every day, or I used to meditate all the time. I used to do this. Why do you used to do it? Why did you stop? They let life get in the way. They didn't maintain their discipline. They didn't keep their mindset on point. And so the point I'm trying to get across here is like, you want to develop certain qualities that make you attractive to women, right? Because you want to have abundance. You don't want to be in this position where you're in scarcity. Like, I'm not saying that life is all about women. That's not what I'm saying. But it is an area of your life that you need to handle, or else it will continuously be a problem. It's not a problem that you can run away from. If you're not getting women and you just kind of say, well, it's no big deal, whatever. That's energy that is supposed to go to women, because nature wants men and women to mate, in case you didn't know that, right? So that energy that you're not putting towards women is going to go into something else, right? And hopefully you're putting it into something good. But for a lot of people, it can end up in something that's negative, unhealthy, right? Like excessive porn, watching porn excessively, masturbating excessively, getting into like weird things, having like secret behaviors that you can't show anyone. You don't want to be like that. I have decided in my life that I want to represent, what I think is cool, what I think is attractive, what I think is sexy, right? I want to represent that. And once you focus on that, once you focus on you, handling you first, right? You becoming sexy. You want a sexy girl, you become sexy. You want a beautiful girl, you become, the equivalent of a beautiful girl of a man, which to me, is being tough, is being disciplined, is having character, is having integrity, is having values, having getting your shit together, having a purpose, finding your gift, becoming the best version of yourself, essentially, right? The women you attract is a reflection of where you are, like what level you're at as far as like your potential. If you're not getting the women you want, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. All it really means is you have potential to be better, right? So bring up your vibration, bring up your game, raise up your mindset. Just read, get the right information, get around the right people, get around the people that are moving up, not the people that are making excuses and being negative and complacent and scarcity mindset. No, get around positive people who are thinking abundantly. All right. So discomfort. You don't want to be running away from discomfort. You want to make discomfort your friend. Enjoy discomfort, because in order to feel a certain feeling, you have to experience the other feeling to really understand that feeling, or really feel it the way you want to feel it. So here's what I mean. If you want to experience like excitement, like if you want to experience like high levels of joy, you have to go through some lows, right? Because the only way you can really know what joy is and what excitement is you would have had to experience the opposite feeling, right? The only way for you to know what white is, you would have had to have seen black. How would you be able to differentiate between the two if you only seen one? If you've only seen a man, how would you know what a woman is, right? You need to see both, right? You need to see both. So, for me, it's like, if I want to get a woman, I have to become more of a man. You know what I mean? Like the level of woman I want, the more manly I have to become. And manly, you got to understand what manly means. All it means is becoming more masculine, right? Becoming more powerful, becoming more influential, becoming more of a representative of survival, increasing your survival value, right? As a man, you want to increase your survival value. What is survival value? It's essentially your ability to survive in the world, in comparison to other men. It's a competition. We're actually playing, it's like we're playing a game, basically. I mean, that's how I see it. I see it as a challenging game, a very realistic game. Some might even say it's like a very realistic VR game, virtual reality game. But essentially what's going on is we're playing a game, and you gotta ask yourself, do I want to win the game or do I want to lose? Because I want to win. And to me, if you want to win the game, you gotta get the right information. Like, how do I win the game? And then you have to apply the information. And if you play a video game like a RPG, a role-playing game, where you play the game and you have to level up in the game. Like, in order to beat certain monsters, certain bosses in the game, you have to level your character up. In order to save the princess or get the reward, you have to level up your character. It's the same thing in life. If you want a certain type of women, you have to level up as a man. And you have to get other perspectives, because what you think, what you may think you need to level up on may be incorrect. You may think, I need to become more good looking. You might be wrong about that. Probably are, right? You should try to become as good looking as you can, right? You should, raise up, different categories of where you are as a man. There's different areas you can work on. But maybe looks isn't really, because looks is like, if you, to me, it's like, it's either you got it or you don't, right? You can make yourself look good, but as far as like good looks, meaning like your facial structure and all that, it's either you got it or you don't, right? So if you got it, then yeah, amplify it, amplify it. If you don't really have it like that, what are your other strengths? What can you really amplify and make so great that your looks don't even matter? That's what a lot of people have done. There's men who do very well with women who just don't look good, straight up. Some porn stars are good examples, like Ron Jeremy. That's a good example. Like, if you never don't know who he is, go and look him up. He's getting women like nothing, like nobody's business, and it's because of his value, right? His value is you could say his value is his sex skills. All right. If that's your value, that's your value. And he amplified it. He took it to a high level. Right? He probably has some other value too. I think he could play the piano, I believe. And he does some other stuff, right? So, it's just understanding that as a man, you should not be running away from discomfort. You have to be, especially if you want women, because the woman is looking to her man to help her in life. And if you're running away from discomfort in your life, how are you supposed to help a woman who also has challenges in life, and she's probably running away from discomfort as well? So now what? You're going to get with her and run away from discomfort with her? No, she's looking for the guy who can handle her discomfort, who, to him, her discomfort, the things that she finds uncomfortable, to him is no big deal. She's looking for a man who has a high vibration, right? That man who, when she gets around him, she feels good, because nature will trigger something in her that will tell her, communicates her through feelings, this is the right guy. That's what you want to trigger. You want to trigger that in her body, because she can't deny that, right? She can try to, but she's going to feel it, right? Nature will actually, if there was a man in the environment who can raise a woman's survival value, and she does not go towards that man, nature will punish her through feelings. It will create feelings in her that will make her suffer for not getting with that man. You see what I'm saying? And if she goes towards that man, nature will give her good feelings. That's why when you see a woman is into a guy, there's nothing you can tell her to stop her from going towards that guy, because her feelings, everything in her body is telling her, he's the man, go to him, right? So if you come up to her and you say, nah, but you shouldn't go, he's not, he's this and he's that and he's this, you just spitting words at her. She's feeling the complete opposite of what you're trying to tell her. You know what I mean? So the only way you could get her to not go to that man is you would have to somehow trigger emotions in her that are stronger, and basically guide her attraction indicators in your direction, or in the direction you want it to go. So discomfort, as a man, make discomfort your friend. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Make toughness a quality that you go for. Eliminate, matter of fact, like, make part of your day, like, how can I eliminate softness out of me? Right? Like, there's softness in you, so you know what softness is, but you don't really need to be soft. Like, a man, there's not much purpose in a man being soft. Like, I understand there's a time where a man should be able to tap into that. Like, okay, maybe you're dealing with children. You don't really need to be tough around children. When you're with your woman in certain situations, you don't need to be tough with her. But when you're out in the world and you're handling shit and you have your challenges, or maybe you're running a business or you're at your workplace or whatever, you don't want to be walking around soft. You want to be tough. But it's calibrated, so it's not tough. I don't go around with my fists up all day. So I'm not saying you need to be tough like that, but you need to be tough in the sense that people need to feel your energy. Like, when you step up, people need to see in your eyes, see in your body language, feel your energy, like, yo, this is not a pussy, yo. This is not a pussy cat. This is not a mouse. This is not a whatever. Like, you want them to feel like a predator just stepped up, right? Think of, you know, if you see my profile picture, you know, the beast is on my profile picture. Like, if the beast steps up, you know, if you've seen the movie, like, the whole village had to, I think the whole village went after the beast. You know what I mean? Like, one man couldn't even handle the beast. The whole village had to go after him because he was such a beast. And what if you watch the movie, you see, like, when it came to the girl, like, the girl helped him to, like, calibrate his beastiness. That's how it should be. Like, your woman is like you know, she allows you to kind of chill out and relax, you know? It's like you go out, you go out and you challenge the world, and you're strong and you're powerful and you're disciplined, you're on point and you're assertive, right? You're doing your thing out in the world. You're a beast, you're tough, you're strong, you know what I mean? But then when you come home, now you relax, now you chill, now you spend some time with your woman or your women, right? You know what I mean? And you know, get a back massage, or you know what I mean? Or you sit down, watch a movie with her or whatever. Now you chill, now you relaxed or whatever. But you gotta have that tough side. You gotta go out and conquer. You know what I mean? Go out and see it as a battle, but like a fun battle, like a video game. It's not that serious, you know what I mean? Like, see yourself as like you're in a movie or a video game, man. Like, for real. And make it fun. Like, make your character, make your beingness cool. Like, you should be able to, if you were recording yourself, you should be able to look at the recording and say, man, I want to be exactly like that. If you can't say that about yourself, then you have work to do. You need to start working on yourself, because you have the power to create the life you want to live, to create the character that you look at and you're like, that character is cool as fuck. Okay, that is exactly how I want to be. You have the power to create that. But, you know, you got to stop running away from discomfort. You know, discomfort is what allows you to create your character. Is what allows you to become powerful. Is what allows you to develop the necessary qualities to get the women you want. There's certain women that you want. You know the women you like, the women you love in your life, but you try to get them and it was difficult. So what if it was difficult? That's why it's not everybody has the women they want. A lot of people settle because it's not easy. And that's what I'm saying here. Like, it's not easy. At no point am I going to say it's easy to get the exact women you want. Like, nature, God, whoever designed the world in a certain way where if you want the highest quality women, you have to be a high quality man. You know? In some sense, right? That's why you want to find what your strengths are, because maybe you're not high quality in other areas, but you have certain areas or one area that you're just really on point with. Like, you want to become a guy that when you step up, you have some kind of value that makes you irreplaceable, right? So when you get with a woman and let's say you guys have a breakup, you want it so that if she breaks up with you, she won't be able to find another man like you. You actually want that, right? You actually want to be the type of guy that she cannot replace. Like, if you want to be able to keep a woman, like, part of that, like, you got to understand, like, relationships and stuff. But another part of it that you have to understand is you keep your woman by being so valuable to her that if she leaves you, her life gets worse, right? Her life gets worse because she cannot replace the value that you give, or the combination of values that you give. So that's how you want to be as a man. So, tough and sexy, man. As a man, you want to have those qualities, trust me, right? And the thing is, if you focus on being tough, you will become sexy, because when you focus on being tough, you'll be able to hit some of these survival values that I talk about, right? And I got them from Mystery, right? Who wrote the Mystery Method. The 5 survival values that he talks about: pre-selection, leader of men, protector of loved ones, healthy emotions, successful risk taker, right? Let me look at these 5, right? If you know my story, in middle school and high school, I was super shy, and then I got out of there and I started approaching women and worked on myself, right? I didn't have pre-selection, okay? So I wasn't getting women. I didn't have leader of men, okay? Wasn't getting women. Didn't have successful risk taker. I didn't really take much risks, especially socially. Protector of loved ones, I did have that. Like, I was the type of guy, if something happened to my family, I would step up and I'd protect them, or loved ones or whatever. So I did have protector of loved ones. Healthy emotions, I kind of had that too. So I had 2 out of 5. So, okay, that's decent, right? But once I got the other 3, that's when shit changed. But in order to get these other 3, I had to become tough. Because if you don't have pre-selection, you have to get out of your comfort zone to go get pre-selection. Pre-selection, if you currently don't have it in your current condition, it means that creating that effect is not within your comfort zone. You have to get out your comfort zone to create that effect. Pre-selection is basically having other women in your life. If you want to get other women in your life, you're going to have to take some actions outside of your comfort zone. Something is going to have to change, right? You're going to have to increase your value, right? One of the ways to get some pre-selection is focus on a leader of men. But in order to be a leader of men, if you currently are not a leader of men and you want to become a leader of men, guess what? You're going to have to become tougher. You're going to have to become more powerful. You're going to have to become stronger. You're going to have to develop some value. You're going to have some specific value, because men or women are not going to follow someone who has no value. Why would they do that? You have to develop value that other people want, right? And once you start developing value that other people want, others will follow you. Men will follow you. Women will follow you. And what does it mean to have value that other people want? Essentially, you have to become the kind of guy that can create the experiences that people want to have and create the feelings that people want to feel. Get really good at that. But find what your niche is. Find your purpose. Find your gift. Because you don't want to be try to be somebody else or copy somebody else. You want to be you, unapologetically. You want to be you 110%. So yeah, sexy, becoming sexy, man. What does it mean to be sexy, right? Because when you hear this word sexy, if you've ever been called sexy by a woman, it's a great feeling, man. Especially if it's never happened before. So if it's never happened to you, keep working, keep doing your thing. And when it happens, you'll see what I'm saying. It feels good to hear that, because basically when a woman says you're sexy, it means she wants you. It means you're hot. It means you're attractive, right? And if you weren't getting that before, that means that your hard work has paid off. But how do you become sexy? Why is she saying that? It's because she's getting a feeling in her body that makes her want to have sex with you. Why is she getting that feeling? Because you are creating the experiences she wants to have in life, and you are allowing her to experience the feelings she wants in life, right? Because if you were not giving her the experiences she wanted, and you were not giving her the feelings she wanted or even needed, she would not be calling you sexy, right? The guy who she's calling sexy is the guy who makes her feel like she wants to have sex with him. And she wants to have sex with him because he has specific value that she seeks. Okay? So just understand that. All right? So if you are a man, you're watching this presentation, and you want to become tough and sexy, if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and send me a private message. Let's jump on a call. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to become tough, to become sexy, to become grounded in your masculine energy, to become unbreakable in your confidence, so you can attract the exact kind of women that you want in your life. All right? If that's something you're interested in, go ahead, private message me. Peace.